So, we did it. 200 subscribers. To celebrate, I thought it was finally time to give you all a proper ant room tour. These are all of my ant colonies, and today I'll be updating you on each and every one of them. Let's start with my largest native colony, Lasius, Niger. These girls are absolutely booming right now. Just look at the number of workers in the outworld, and even more packed inside the nest. One of the coolest things is this huge pile of pupae sitting in the warmest chamber of the nest, right where my heat cable usually rests. They clearly know the best place to raise their brood. Honestly, these ants are just adorable. Look at those huge full gasters. And here's the queen, or at least part of her. She isn't a fan of my bright filming lights, so her workers have formed a little protective blanket around her to keep her calm while she carries on laying eggs. Speaking of eggs, here's one of the many piles throughout the nest. Before long, these will hatch into tiny larvae, grow bigger, pupate, and then finally emerge as brand new workers. If you remember my last video featuring these girls, they were living in a simple test tube setup and were nowhere near this size. After just a month of growth, I upgraded them into this gypsum nest with a medium outworld, and surprisingly they moved in almost immediately. Since then, I'd say their population has doubled, maybe tripled, maybe even quadrupled. I'm terrible at estimating worker numbers, so let me know in the comments, how many workers do you think are in this colony? As you can probably tell from the brood pile, these girls absolutely love protein. Watching them swarm food is always impressive. They're one of my easiest species to film because unless they're defending the nest, they're surprisingly calm and slow moving. Now onto something completely different. Look at these girls. If you've watched my channel before, or if you're familiar with ant keeping, you'll probably recognise them immediately. These are my Harpegnathos venator, also known as primitive jumping ants. It's honestly hard to believe these are related to Lasius. They're huge, intelligent, and look a lot more than tiny dinosaurs than ants. A while ago they unfortunately suffered a parasitic mite outbreak which caused a pretty serious die-off. Thankfully, after treating them with predatory mites, they're starting to recover. I never actually talked about the mite problem on YouTube, but if you want behind the scenes updates on my colonies, I usually post them in the community tab or during my live streams every Friday at 5 PM UK time. Right now, this is all the brood they have left. These eggs are actually close to hatching. You can even see the tiny developing embryo inside of them. They look like little jelly beans, don't they? I wonder if they taste like jelly beans too. What do you think ant eggs would taste like? These are also some of the smartest ants in the world. Their huge eyes give them incredible eyesight and they're unbelievably aware of their surroundings. If I so much as walk past the outworld, they immediately spot me and sprint back into the nest. In slow motion you can actually see the exact moment one notices me. They're honestly hilarious. Next colony. What's in the box? Let's see if you can guess. Workers wandering around the outworld? Cherry red heads? Long legs? Let's open it up. Honeypots! Well, it isn't immediately obvious because they don't have their famous repletes just yet. But look at that queen. She is absolutely stunning. They've got a nice amount of brood, and hopefully they'll start growing quickly. Right now they're sitting at about 15 workers. I only got this colony a few weeks ago, so if you want to see how I acquired them, check out my previous video. At the moment, the queen is acting as the colony's food storage. Here you can see one of her daughters feeding her through trophallaxis. Hopefully it won't be long before they start producing those iconic bubble butt repletes. This is my longest setup, housing my Pheidole noda. Let's have a look inside. Whoa, they've grown a lot. When I bought them 4 months ago, they had around 80 workers, but no brood whatsoever. Without any new workers replacing the old one, their population dropped all the way down to around 20 workers. Thankfully, they never stopped eating protein. And the brood pile became enormous. And a few months later they absolutely exploded. Now they're sitting at over 100 workers, and I've counted 12 soldiers. I've upgraded them into a medium outworld, giving them plenty more foraging space, and they absolutely lose their minds every time I feed them. Within seconds, workers and soldiers come pouring out to tackle a mealworm. Their feeding response is honestly one of my favourite things to watch, making them one of my favourite colonies right now. Next up, I'm a Messor barbarus, another colony that's absolutely booming. Just a few vibrations on the table send workers flooding out the nest. Let's switch over to the macro lens. Here's the queen alongside some brood. That worker is actually carrying what will become their very first soldier. And yes, those are really seeds inside the nest. These are harvester ants, so they'll crush the seeds into a special ants bread that they feed to their larvae. As I mentioned earlier, vibrations make them go crazy. Some workers even start carrying brood outside the tubes. People often joke that these should be called messy barbarus instead. Just look at all that poop on the glass and that rubbish pile. Believe it or not, I cleaned all of that out only 2 weeks ago. Most of the brood is actually in this tube, because it's much drier. Almost all the water has been drunk, but these ants actually prefer dry conditions. Don't worry though, they've still got plenty of fresh water in the queen's tube. Next up is one of my youngest colonies, but one with huge potential. The fastest growing carpenter ant, Camponotus nicobarensis. I won this queen in a giveaway just 2 months ago. Now she already has 10 workers, loads of pupae, larvae, eggs, and one incredibly full gaster, meaning even more eggs are on the way. Even though they are still tiny, they demolish 2 mealworms every single week and drink an unbelievable amount of sugar water. They especially love all the gooey insides. Unfortunately, my other carpenter ant has had a much rougher time. This is my Camponotus fedtschenkoi. She arrived with 4 workers, but they all seemed incredibly weak. Eventually, the queen ended up eating them, and now all she has left is a single tiny larvae. I know the test tube looks filthy, but moving such a fragile colony would probably do them more harm than good. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply leave them alone. Unfortunately, my Manica rubida queen passed away. She never laid another batch of eggs after eating her first brood, so I think she simply wasn't meant to make it. Another frustrating queen is my Lasius flavus. Last year she successfully raised 2 workers. Now she's back down to 1 worker and only a handful of eggs. Earlier this year she actually had a decent amount of brood, but none of the cocoons ever emerged and they all died. If I manage to catch another queen this year, I might even try starting a multi-queen colony, since those seem to have better success. Finally, my last colony, and also my biggest setup. These are my Formica fusca, the black wood ants. They've dug loads of impressive tunnels throughout the setup, but they don't actually seem to live in them. Instead, they prefer staying inside their test tube, which I'm perfectly happy with. I do occasionally spot workers hanging around the chambers closest to the tube though. At the moment they don't have any brood. Queens of the species are well known for taking breaks from egg laying, so I honestly don't expect much growth until after diapause next year. Even so, they're still my favourite UK native species. And that's every single colony in my ant room for summer 2026. I really hope you enjoyed today's tour. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like and subscribed. Let's see if we can reach our next big milestone of 500 subscribers. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
How many times will they say I'm the smoothest? Truth is I never not moved this way. My trench coat leather, my shoes are suede. Beg you don't step on my Pumas, bitch.